What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of J&D Sports Talk. In this episode, we're going to be reacting to Sunday football. Obviously, all the games that happened Sunday. For the first time this season, I'm celebrating Victory Monday. I don't know if you are, if your team won, or anything like that. But for the first time this season, I'm celebrating Victory Monday with the Panthers getting a win. But we're going to talk about all these games. We're going to take a quick look at all the box scores, and then we are going to add a new part to this video this week. Starting this week, I'm going to watch every touchdown. So after I look at the box scores for all the games quick, we'll rewatch every touchdown. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe, check out our TikTok and Twitch, and let's get in today's video. Alright, so let's take a quick look at my mid picks this week. Thursday Night Football I got right, 1-0. Packers got upsetted, 1-1. Colts won. Wow, I picked Cincinnati in that one. So 2-2, right? 1-1. Yup. Got this one wrong too. 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, 4-4, 5-4. That one's wrong. 5-5. 6-5, 7-5. That one's wrong. 7-6, 8-6, 9-6, and then we'll see how Monday night goes. So 9-6 so far, not my greatest performance, definitely mid, but hopefully week 4 we will bounce back. First game we are going to talk about is the best game of them all. The biggest Panthers win by margin since 2015, where they beat the Falcons 38-0. We win 30-0 here. And this is the first shutout win for any team this season. And Panthers' first shutout win since 2020 or 2022, one of the two. The Falcons didn't get to the Panthers' 30-yard line once. Bryce Young owns the Falcons. He proved it here. Michael Penix Jr. was terrible. 40 rating, 2 interceptions, 172. He wasn't accurate. He didn't read the field at all, as I expected. Bijan did good, but not good enough. Drake London did good, but not good enough. And then their defense, Xavier Watts led the team in tackles with 8. And they had 1 sack, and that was Caden Ellis. Caden Ellis had a good game for Atlanta. And then looking at the winner's side, Bryce Young, not the flashiest game on paper, but he did really, really well. Made a lot of good throws, tight throws, didn't turn the ball over, which is what we ask. 16, 24, 121. Chuba Hubbard, 17, 73. Rico ran in a touchdown. Bryce ran in a touchdown. Tedero McMillan, the receiving was kind of lousy, but there was still some good catches. Tedero McMillan led the pack, of course, 3 catches, 48. Honestly, the only thing I will say about this game is I wish that we scored more offensively, besides 5 field goals and a defensive touchdown. I wish we did more offensively, but we did a good job moving the ball, setting up in positions, just didn't finish drives. But it was a really fun game, good game. I'm not going to complain. We won 30-0 against our biggest rivals at home in our first home game of the season for our first win of the year. Christian Roseboom had 6 tackles. Shout out Mike Jackson and Chow Smith-Wade. Both had a pick. Chow Smith-Wade was a pick 6. Trayvon Moehrig had a tackle for loss. Great game by my Panthers. We beat them in every aspect. I had a lot of fun watching this. This game felt really, really good. And I hope we build off this and keep winning. Keep pounding. Next up, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns getting 13 unanswered points against the Packers. This surprised me. I wish the Packers scored more on Cleveland. I know Cleveland has like the best defense in the league, but Green Bay still should have done better. Jordan Love, 183, touchdown and a pick. Josh Jacobs didn't do well. And then Matthew Golden led the team in receiving, 4 catches, 52. Defensively for Green Bay, Quay Walker led the team in tackles with 6. Xavier McKinney had a pick. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, Joe Flacco, 142 interception. This game just seemed boring. Quishon Judkins ran in a touchdown. David Njoku led the team in receiving, 5 catches, 40. Defensively for the Browns, Carson Schweissen Sainer led the team in tackles with 6 with Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit had an interception. I don't really know much about this game, honestly, because, watching the Panthers game win 30-0, but uh Packers should have won this. They're the better team. They were up 10-0. They got to close this game out. They got to win it. It's surprising to see the Browns win that one. Texans are just going to be bad this year. I don't get it. They're 0-3. Offensive line looks terrible. CJ Stroud did not look good when he had time to throw. He only threw 1 touchdown to 2 picks. The Houston's run game wasn't the greatest. And Nico Collins still did good. 8 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Meanwhile, defensively, Kamari Lassiter led the team in tackles with 5. Jalen Petrie had an interception for Houston. And then for Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is freaking mid. 20 for 42, 22 and an interception. But Trevor Etienne, 16 carries, 56 yards and a touchdown. And Tootin did better with less carries. He also scored a touchdown. Bretton Strange led the team in receiving with 6 catches, 61. Brian Thomas Jr., he's got to get it going, man. Travis Hunter with only 1 catch. Defensively for the Jags, 7 tackles by Tyson Campbell. 1 pick by Jordan Lewis and 1 pick by Antonio Johnson. Had to double check the name there. But I thought Houston would win this game. Maybe they bounce back. This was a good opportunity for them to do that. They didn't. And I'm surprised that Houston is 0-3 considering the talent that they have, especially on the defense. They have talent everywhere. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Joe Mixon before he got hurt. Is Tank Dell playing? I got to double check on that. I don't think he is. No, I think he's still hurt. He's still hurt, unfortunately. But I thought Houston would do better this year. They have Will Anderson Jr. on the defensive side of the ball, Danielle Hunter, obviously the best corner in football, Derek Stingley. But I don't know. Cincinnati was awful. Awful. It was 48-3. Final score 48-10. They got a touchdown on the board. It was by Drew Sampo. Jake Browning did terrible. 2 picks. Run game wasn't there for the most part, but it's hard to run the ball when you're down that big. 5 catches, 50 yards. Let's give a special shout out real quick to Isaiah Rodgers with one of the best games that I've ever seen by a defensive player. He did amazing yesterday. Where can I find it? I don't know, but Isaiah Rodgers here we go. He got an interception, 87-yard pick 6. He forced a fumble. He had a 66-yard fumble recovery touchdown. And then he forced another fumble later on in the game somewhere. But he had like 2 touchdowns, 2 forced fumbles, a pick. He did great, Isaiah Rodgers. Congratulations on that game. Your defensive player of the week for sure. Offensively for the Vikings, Carson Wentz did good. 14 for 20, 173, 2 tutties. Jordan Mason had a really good game. I started him in fantasy. 16 carries, 116 yards, and 2 tutties. Justin Jefferson, 5 catches, 75. TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver had the touchdowns for Minnesota. And then their best defensive player was Isaiah Rodgers, but right behind him, not right behind him, but behind him was Ivan Pace Jr., who's having a good year. Steelers Patriots 21-14 win for the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers 16 for 23, 139, 2 touchdowns. Touchdown rushing was Kenneth Gainwell. Receiving was Calvin Austin. DK Metcalf had the touchdown. And then defensively for Pittsburgh, Patrick Queen led the team in tackles with 6. I think this is Brandon Eccles had an interception for Pittsburgh. And for New England, Drake May, 28 for 37, 268, 2 touchdowns and an interception. New England would have won this game if they didn't fumble like 5 times. They turned the ball over way too much. That's not how you win in the NFL. Drake May led the team in rushing. That's embarrassing. Hunter Henry did good, though. 8 catches, 90 yards, and 2 tutties. How many fumbles did the Patriots have? I know, didn't they have like 5 turnovers? It had to have been, right? Where's the... Can I find team stats? I'm trying to find. But you're not going to win in the NFL if you turn the ball over 5 times at all. That is not winning formula. Um, yeah, but Steelers get the job done on the road against New England. Rams and Eagles. Rams should have won this game. They were up by a good amount, but Eagles came back and then they had a blocked field goal for a touchdown. There was a lot of blocked field goals in the NFL this week. I believe there were like 9 defense special team touchdowns compared to 9 offensive touchdowns of the day in the NFL. I will double check when we go over touchdowns though, but that's insane. Matthew Stafford, 19 for 33, 196, 2 tutties. Kyren Williams, 94 yards. Puka Nacua had a good day, 11 catches, 112. Devontae Adams, Kyren Williams caught the touchdowns. Defensively for the Rams, Cam Curl led the team in tackles with 6. Eagles, 226, 3 touchdowns for Hurts. Barkley, only 46 yards on the ground. They held him well. Hurts ran one in. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith had a really good game. Both had touchdowns. Dallas Goedert also caught a touchdown. And then for Philly's defense, Cooper DeJean, Jaheed Campbell led the team in tackles with 5. Zach Bond had the pick for Philly. But yeah, Rams should have won this game, but Philly had a nice comeback. Yeah, Jets, Bucks in their creamsicles. Jets blocked a field goal for a touchdown with like a minute and a half left or something like that, but Bucks moved right down the field and won the game. Tyrod Taylor, 2 touchdowns and a pick. He led the team in rushing, which is crazy. Garrett Wilson had a good day, though. He was on my fantasy bench, but 10 catches, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Allen Lazard caught a touchdown in the Big 25. And then for the Jets defense, Brandon Steffens led the team in tackles with 6. No interceptions for the Jets. Meanwhile, for Tampa, Baker Mayfield put it on another good game, 19 for 29, 233, and a touchdown. Bucky Irving, 66 yards on the ground. Emeka Egbuka, the receiver I told you guys I wish didn't go to Tampa. He's played really, really well so far. Another good game for him. 6 catches, 85 yards. Mike Evans caught the touchdown. Defensively, Zion McCollum led the team in tackles with 9. Jake Jamaldine, I don't know why I said Jake, had the interception for Tampa. There were a lot of unfortunate injuries in the NFL this week. Nick Bosa, Najee Harris. There's one more I'm trying to think of. CeeDee Lamb also got hurt. He's out a couple weeks. Nick Bosa, Najee Harris are out for the year. James Conner. He's out for the year. It just sucks to see. Hopefully all those players get better, bounce back. And hopefully all the quarterbacks get back too. Hopefully nobody else really gets hurt. But it's the most unfortunate part about football. Moving on to yet another win for Daniel Jones-led Colts. I told you guys before the season this was going to happen. Daniel Jones was going to lead this team. They had the talent. They just needed a quarterback to fit in. I knew he was going to do what Sam Darnold did. I called it. Everybody's surprised, but I'm still surprised it's actually happening. Okay, I'm not going to take my victory lap yet on that. But the playoffs started today. The Colts would be the 3 seed winning the AFC South. They're probably going to win the AFC South. Tennessee isn't doing nothing. Houston's not anywhere near expectations. They look like a bottom 10 team. And then Jags are going to be mid 7-8 win team. But Colts, 228 yards. I already just said that for Daniel Jones. Jonathan Taylor is a beast. He had a great game. 17 carries, 102 yards, 3 touchdowns. Michael Pittman Jr. had a touchdown, 6 catches, 73 yards. Meanwhile, for the Colts defense, Nick Cross, I believe that is, led the team in tackles with 5. Kenny Moore had the interception. Cam Bynum's having a great season for Indianapolis, I believe. Where is he? Right here. He had 3 tackles, 1 assist, but his impact that he's making for this team is really good. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, it's hard for Cam Moore to do anything. 219, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Pollard ran 1 in, but this Titans team is just bad. A.O. Minor had another touchdown. And then defensively, where's the other ones? Is that it? Okay, they probably had 2 field goals, but Cody Barton, Xavier Woods, Monty Hooker led the team in tackles with 5. No picks for Danny Dimes. This was expected. Not much to really talk about there. All right, moving on. We got Raiders and Commanders. This game was belt, even though the Raiders scored 24, thanks to Trey Tucker, who had 8 catches, 145 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He did really good. And then defensively, Ashton Jeanty did better though. Defensively, for 5-way tie for most tackles. And then for the Commanders, Marcus Mariota had a touchdown. Mariota was 15 for 21, 207 yards. McNichols, Mariota, and Krosky Merritt ran in touchdowns. Luke McCaffrey caught a touchdown. Shout out to him. Defensively for the Commanders, Bobby Wagner led the team in tackles with 6. And then Chargers got a nice win over Denver. Justin Herbert, 300 yards. He's balling. Hampton scored a touchdown, my boy, from North Carolina. Quentin Johnson is having a great season. 6 catches, 89 yards. Keenan Allen caught a nice touchdown. That was a great throw from Herbert. We'll see it later. Defensively, Tony Jefferson led the team in tackles with 3, as long as Tariq still. And then Seahawks just put belt to the Saints. Kamara and Olave need to get traded by midseason. They need to go to new teams for their sake. Pete Warner led the team in tackles with 7. Sam Darnold played well, took care of the ball, 2 touchdowns. Walker ran in 2. JSN caught 1. Torrey Horton, who had a nice punt return, caught 1 too. Defensively, Jackson Jobe led the team in tackles with 9. Bears destroyed the Cowboys. I was surprised by this one, considering it's the Bears. Cowboys need work on defense. Maybe if they can make a trade for somebody. Just saying. 251 yards, 2 interceptions. Javonte Williams had 76 yards on the ground. Jake Ferguson, 13 catches, 82 yards. George Pickens had 5 catches, 68 yards. And then defensively, Donovan Wilson had 4 tackles. Kenneth Murray Jr. had 4 tackles. And Stewart had 4 tackles. Caleb Williams, 4 touchdowns. Finally, he does something. 298 yards. Luther Burden had a great day. 3 catches, 101 and a touchdown. Rome caught the other one. And then DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. So their 4 playmakers caught the ball. Defensively, Edmonds and Sewell and Wright led the team in tackles with 6. 2 interceptions by Edmond. 1 by Kevin Byard. I wish Dallas won this game, but they didn't. And then over here, the 49ers beat the Cardinals 16-15. This game, Niners had a game-winning field goal. Unfortunately, the Niners are dealing with some injuries. Cardinals are going to be another year being mid. 159 touchdown for Kyler. Marvin Harrison Jr., 3 catches, 44. Trey McBride caught a touchdown. Defensively, Mac Wilson led the team in tackles with 6. Mac Jones, 284, touchdown and a pick. Christian McCaffrey, 52 yards on the ground. Brock Purdy should be back for the Niners next week. Ricky Pearsall had a good day, 8 catches, 117. McCaffrey also had 88 yards receiving, but Kyle Juszczyk is the one who caught the touchdown. Sunday Night Football was a mess for the Giants offense. Patrick Mahomes, 224 yards, a touchdown. Kareem Hunt ran one in. Tyquan Thornton caught the touchdown, 5 catches, 71. Defensively for the Chiefs, George Karlaftis led the team in tackles with 8. Jalen Watson had the pick for Kansas City. Roland Wallace also had a pick. Russell Wilson was bad, 18 for 32, 162 picks, 43 rating. At least Cam Scadaboo did well, 10 attempts, 60 yards, and a touchdown. He also led the team in receiving, 6 catches, 61. He's a dog, man. 4 catches, 30 for Darius Slayton. And then defensively for the Giants, Paulson Adebo led the team in tackles with 6. I did just realize how long this is probably going to take, but next week maybe I'll put it in a separate video or something like that. But right now we're going to stick to our word. We're going to watch all the touchdowns that happened this week. This is the first one. We're not doing Thursday night because we did it Friday. Bryce Young's going to have a nice QB scramble. JT Sanders in motion. This is mainly just if you guys didn't see any of the touchdowns. Play action, he's going to run right up. Clean race. He's going to beat him to the pylon for the Panthers touchdown. Yeah, that was a nice play. I'm going to find out how I can get rid of this view here. Yep. This is end zone. We'll get rid of end zone. Here's the other Panthers No, we already did this one. Okay. Um, what is going on here? Where's the defensive touchdown? Okay. Oh, there it is. Wait, no, I'm bugging. All right. Here's Rico Dowell. Nice 1 yard touchdown for the Panthers. It was a good run. I don't know why Chow Smith's Wade touchdown is not popping up. Play result, touchdown. It should be there. All outcomes. Okay. It'll pop up later, but for some reason Atlanta's touchdowns aren't popping up. I don't know why. Must be a glitch on my part. My bad. But here is Jordan Love. 3 yard touchdown. All right, now I didn't see this one. So let's see. Play action. Pump fake. Wow. That's insane. 2 pump fakes and just lobbed it right over. This is Quishon Judkins right up the middle. These Browns uniforms are nice, by the way. I like these. Takes the handoff, just goes right in for the tutty. Right in for the tutty. This is Tootin for Jacksonville. Right up the middle. Touchdown. A lot of these are goal line touchdowns. Oh, here we go. Here's Nico Collins. I seen this one. This is an absolute dime by CJ Stroud. I'm not going to lie. Nico Collins is right here. He's going to run all the way down. Just right across the field. That's a... Oh, wait. I'm thinking of wrong touchdown. That's last week. This is this week. Silly me. But this is a beautiful route by Nico Collins. He's going to fake the out. He bites so hard, and he just... Oh, that's crazy, bro. Hits him right in stride. Bro, that's crazy. Number 3 on Jacksonville. Tyson Campbell. He fell for that, bro. He thought they were throwing that out route. CJ stared at it the whole time. He knew where he wanted to go. Here's Trevor Etienne for 10 yards. I mean, just no one's there for Houston. He's on the ground. I don't know what's going on with Houston, man. I really don't. I thought they'd do... That's probably the most disappointing team so far. Here's a lot of touchdowns from the Vikings coming. I'm not going to pause these. But this is Josh Oliver. Little curl route. Pretty sure it was. Spikes the ball for the Vikings' first of many touchdowns of the day. He throws his towel like that's going to do something. Hand off to Mason. He rakes that tackle for the touchdown. All right. Here's Jordan Mason again. Right up the middle for the tutty. That's 2 for him. TJ Hawkinson now. I don't think this is copyright. I don't know. Bengals bring a blitz. Wentz off the back foot. Just hits him. Now you got to wonder when JJ comes, when he's healthy, will he come back right away? I think Carson Wentz is starting next game, though, but we'll have to see after that. We will have to see. But here is the Bengals' one and only touchdown of the week. Right out of the backfield. Drew Sample. Puts a little skirt move on. Gets right in there. Kenneth Gainwell. So for some reason, this is not showing defensive touchdowns right off the rip. That's just a simple toss. The Patriots uniforms are cool too, right there. The red and white. They're like the throwbacks. Steelers go wide. DK Metcalf is the one they're throwing this ball to. He's on the top. Just a little fade. That corner was not even ready for it. He didn't even look. He said he was out. Here's Hunter Henry. He had 2 touchdowns this week. So he did good. He's a big part of their offense. New England doesn't have that much receiving. but Hunter Henry does good. He just sneaks right out there from the flat for the tutty. Patriots would have won that game if they didn't have as many turnovers as they did. Here's Hunter Henry again. He is right here, pretty sure. Uh, just follow. No, that's not him. He's over here. I don't know what I'm seeing. But that's his second one. Like I said, he's a big part of the Patriots offense, which makes sense. But here's Calvin Austin. Nice throw by Rodgers. Nice catch in the end zone for the tutty. Jalen Hurts. Oh, great. Here we go with the tush push. I wonder when teams are going to figure out how to stop this. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ready to just go down. It's just, I don't know. What do you guys think about the tush push? Do you think it's a fair play? But this is a dime, bro. Devontae Adams right here. Watch this route. This is just a dime. Just run straight down the field. What a throw and catch. Just runs right by Reed Blankenship. Here's Kyren Williams for the touchdown. Puka goes in motion. Nice play there for the tutty. I really wish the Rams won this game. They had it. Here's Jalen Hurts to Dallas Goedert. Floats it. That's a nice throw. Nice catch. Throws the ball at the goal post. Wonder if that's going to be a fine nowadays. Rams got the box heavy. They drop back. That's got to be so tough as a quarterback, though. Like, when you see this pre-play of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys right here, you got to guess who's dropping back and where they're dropping back. Sometimes they just drop to the flat. Sometimes they could drop straight back. Sometimes they'll just blitz. I think the best way to figure out where they're dropping is do a hard count, watch their hips. If their hips go back, they're probably going back. But if they kind of lunge forward, they're probably blitzing. But it's hard to figure it out. In this case, 2 drop back. See, like Jared Verse dropped back. You would think he's rushing. He dropped back and he dropped back. So it's like Hurts gets a good ball, though. He's looking for PI. Let's see. Nah, that ain't PI. He just had leverage on the outside. Devontae Smith, touchdown. This is when Philly started making their comeback. Touchdown. That was the last touchdown of the game. Spikes the ball. Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans in these awesome creamsicle uniforms. I wish the Bucks weren't my rival, man. They're a likable team. Dude, how many touchdowns does Mike Evans have in his career at the goal line? Like, there's so many times where the Bucks just throw it up to him. Why is this guy open? Garrett Wilson. But there's so many times where Mike Evans just runs like a 2-yard route and he gets the fade ball or a little slant and out route. He has good hands, big receiver. It's crazy how teams don't put another defender on him in the red zone. Tyrod Taylor, that's a nice, almost picked, but that's a nice play. It's a very nice. Here is Daniel Jones, the MVP. Jonathan Taylor's 1 of 3 touchdowns. We'll skip the shorter touchdowns to this video. This video is going to be long, and I apologize for that. Next week, we'll probably have Wednesday be the video where we react to every touchdown from the week. But this week, we'll do it in this one. Michael Pittman Jr., nice touchdown, though. And he spins the ball. Michael Pittman Jr. is one of my favorite wide receivers in the NFL. Pollard right out the middle. Jonathan Taylor oh my goodness, bro. This is terrible tackling by Tennessee. This is insane. 1, 2, 3. 4. Like, that's insane, man. Jonathan Taylor is just great running back, man. It's JT is a really good running back, though. Um, broke 4 tackles on that play. That's also bad tackling, but that's also, good running back too, obviously. Here's Cam Ward though. A.O. Minor, he's been his number 1 wide receiver. He's been good for Tennessee. He's been playing better than Calvin Ridley from what I've seen. Jonathan Taylor 1-yard touchdown. Just, oh my gosh, dude. Tennessee's tackling is so bad. That's insane, dude. Will Brian Callahan be the first coach fired? Or is it not his fault? I think the roster is just bad. Very bad place right now. Marcus Mariota. Touchdown in the Big 25. That's how we do it. Trey Tucker's 1 of 3 touchdowns for the Raiders. Drops back. Nice touch by Geno. There you go. That's a nice throw. Oh my goodness, bro. That tackling's even worse. That tackling's even worse, bro. What even is that? 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, bro. Jeremy McNichols makes the Raiders look stupid for the 60-yard tutty. That's insane. Jaquarii Crosby Merritt, 1-yard touchdown. Right up the middle for Bill. I'm trying to get through these fast because this video is long, and I apologize once again. Next week, we'll probably put the touchdown video for Wednesday, or maybe I could put the power ranking video on Wednesday and do this, just touchdowns on Tuesday. Touchdown Tuesday, there we go. That's a new thing now. But Trey Tucker, 61-yard touchdown. Let's see it. This is my first time seeing it. Drops back. He has a clean pocket besides him. Oh, wow. Trey Tucker is fast, man. He's fast. Geno hits him in stride. That's 3 for Trey Tucker. Here's a nice touchdown by Luke McCaffrey. Motion. Mariota to McCaffrey over the middle. And he's basically untouched for the touchdown. Oh, my boy, Marion Hampton. I don't care if it's 3 yards, if it's a half yard, or 99. If Hampton scores, we're going to watch it. Boom. The bruiser. Right in there. Spin the ball. I might get a Marion Hampton jersey. Cortland Sutton, 52-yard touchdown. Fake toss. Oh, wow. Ran right by him. No one within 5 yards. Touchdown. He spins the ball and does a little gritty of his own. J.K. Dobbins. This is a nice touchdown here. I'm not going to lie. For Dobbins, he breaks. Nice catch. Stiff arm. Runs down the sideline. Dives in. Toe tap. Nice touchdown. Keenan Allen. Oh my goodness, bro. This is one of the best throws of the day. Okay. I'll break this one down. He goes out in motion. Waits for him to get set. Snaps the ball. Immediate pressure by 2 players. Herbert steps up. Sheds that tackle. He's about to get hit as he throws. He's thrown like this. Throws the ball perfectly to Keenan Allen. I mean, that's an insane touchdown. That is one of the best throws we will see this season. Here's Jackson Smith-Njigba with a 12-yard touchdown. Play action to Walker. Fires it. Nice throw. Nice catch. Saints got mollywopped, bro. I mean, they got belt. What was worse? The Saints, the Falcons, All right, get the Raiders. I mean, they put up a low fight. Still wasn't good though. Um, Kenneth Walker just drags the defender on him in. Torrey Horton. Next week, I'll get the defense and special teams touchdowns, but I think this video is long enough that we already we don't have to look at them. Torrey Horton, nice catch, nice throw, gets the feet down. This was like 35-3 at halftime too, or something like that. Kenneth Walker gets a 1-yard touchdown for Seattle. Jay Stahl for the 13-yard touchdown. Spencer Rattler. Rattler hasn't been terrible for the Saints. It's a nice throw. Nice catch. Way to get the feet down. I like these Saints uniforms. A lot of teams wore some good uniforms this week. Here's a nice touchdown for the Bears. A flea flicker. Rome Odunze at the top. Just watch him. The guy that guards him thinks it's a run. Or no, he just falls. He just fell. Caleb seen it, just threw the ball right ahead. Wow. I forgot that touchdown happened. Here it is. Here's the flea flicker. Luther Burden up here. He acts like he's run blocking. And then he just... That guy thought it was a run. That guy's in the middle of the field. That was a good play. Great execution. Great concept. That is a Ben Johnson kind of play. George Pickens 2-yard touchdown. This was Dallas' first touchdown of the game, I believe. Just threw it. Nice one-hand catch. Made it look easy. 2-yard touchdown, but it was a good one. One hand. Here's Cole Kmet. Try to skip ahead a little bit. Play action. He's right in the middle, wide open. No one's even over there for the Bears touchdown. Can't let somebody get that open. Here's DJ Moore. My boy DJ. Back of the end zone. Good play by Caleb Williams. Bad play by Dallas's defense. Whoa. Failed celebration there. Mac Jones, a Kyle Hughes check. This is a simple, nice throw to the flat. Mac Jones in the Big 25 throwing touchdowns for the Niners. Trey McBride, same thing, really. Just puts the ball right out there. Good throw, good catch. Cardinals study. This is Cam Skattebo, who's a dog, and I knew he would be. When I seen the Giants take him, I was like, that's a great pick. Him and Tracy should be a good duo. But he got in, breaks a lot of tackles, just brings a old school kind of player mentality of run through anybody, don't be scared of anything, and it pays off for him. Here's Tyquan Thornton, who's having a great season so far with KC, saving his career. And then this is a 1-yard touchdown for Kareem Hunt. I think that's it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe. Check out our TikTok and Twitch. I apologize it was this long. Like I said, starting next week, we will do Reaction Monday, Touchdown Tuesday, and then Power Rankings Wednesday. Thursday, we'll do our predictions, and then Friday, we'll react to Thursday Night Football with some film, and then Saturday and Sunday are off days. I plan on eventually streaming Monday Night Football once I get to 1,000 on TikTok. So make sure you do that. Check out our TikTok and Twitch at JNE Sports Talk. Subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.